Here at the Motel 6, sometimes there'll be shows inside of the rooms, sometimes not. This year is a much slower year than I've seen in the past. I just recently bought a lot of this material, this stabilized stuff. I think I bought 50 pieces. I paid $1.50 each, but they were much larger than this. And it's definitely turquoise flavored glue. I bought the green because the blue is a little unbelievable. When they stabilized this stuff, they definitely sucked it full of color while they did the stabilization. This one looks a lot like howlite, where others don't. These are the good luck frogs for bringing wealth into your life. Often people will stick coins inside of the mouth right here. I believe it's a Chinese fetish. This is made out of serpentine. Totally beautiful. Look at this. This looks like some kind of opal. Reminds me of the all red wildfire opal. I could be wrong though. Hello, is what is this?
Openment.
What is it?
Openment. Openment.
Openment.
Yeah.
Where's it from?
China.
Very nice. Do you think it can cut well?
Yeah.
Does it, you think you can make cabochon out of this? Maybe too soft? Oh, it's okay. Thank you so much.
Hey, can you tell me what...
So here are some beautiful Chinese serpentine sculptures. Back in the day, one of my good friends, Grandma Jean, a crystal medicine worker from the Asagi tribe, bought some of these. She was told they were jade. This is way before the internet was a big deal. And unfortunately, they turned out to be serpentine. She got them for a very good price, but it was misleading. She bought it in LA back in the day. Now, because of the internet, there's a lot less deception. These are fantastic. Check out that battleship floating down the Yangtze River. Check out that mast or sail. I don't have a good knowledge of boats. I beg your pardon, sir. Sorry. Beautiful work. It's not all made out of one piece, of course. A lot of the pieces are detachable. The sails are movable, made out of 3 pieces, it looks like. I would never be able to make this. Slightly elementary carving, but as a whole, it is stunning. How much for the big boat? $250? That's incredible. I could never cut it for that price. Wow. The last one of the show, the gentleman says. $250 for that bad girl. That is... You can't buy lunch 3 days in this town for your family for $250. What a deal. This gentleman is selling these cases. They kind of suck around the cabochons, so they stay in place. When these first came out, you could expect to pay more than $40 each on these. I believe the gentleman said that these are 2, that these are $1.50. I didn't come here to buy, but I have to buy all of these. It's just too good of a deal. On like Riker boxes and stuff, your pieces might be sliding around, where this has like a thin membrane on each side that will hold the cab in place, kind of sucks to it. And yeah, some of my favorite cases. I gotta buy them all. I'll be back. All right, folks, let me show you how these awesome cases work. You lay your piece inside and you close it, and they stick there. You can see it from both sides and they're not going anywhere. You can put several cabochons inside of these cases and they will stay. I cannot believe that they got so affordable. A gentleman many years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, during the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show, was selling these for $40 or more, perhaps closer to $25 for the smaller ones. And they were slightly better plastic at the time, but for $2, I mean, come on, you cannot complain. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm so thankful to have found these. All kind of tumbled crystals. Probably get lots of medicine from just sticking your hand inside of there. These garnets are $15 a kilo. A kilo of these might not go as far as like a kilo of citrine over there, which is $20 a kilo, because the garnets are so incredibly heavy. But yeah, for 15 bucks, a nice fat sack of this is incredible. I have a very hard time tumbling small pieces like this. There's a lot of trade secrets in the tumbling world, and a lot of folks are not willing to share their tumbling secrets. So it's probably definitely one of the materials most folks would want to pick up for medicine bags, for different types of art, maybe some kind of inlay. A few other chips, some amethyst. I showed you folks the citrine. Very nice. Maybe it's featured in amethyst, but it doesn't look like it. This is what they call chevron amethyst in smaller chips, and this is not the same. Maybe it is citrine, maybe just a little enhanced or something. Tiger's eye chips, I ain't putting my hands in there. Some clear quartz. And some Lapidary chips. Wouldn't really know what to do with these. Probably wouldn't make the best inlay because the fire might be only in one specific spot of the chip. But awesome. Very cool. Check out these grapes, folks. $35 each. I believe the 120 is probably like a MSRP. I could definitely see these going for $120 in a shop back home in Taos. This is a nice Carnelian grapes. Some rose quartz grapes. It looks like the leaves are gone. That looks like a little piece of jadeite at the tip. Not all jadeite has to be expensive. One can find jadeite slabs for like $1 or $2 coming from Myanmar. It's just the really intense green or colorful stuff that can be very expensive or overpriced. I often buy slabs $1 or $2 that are whitish or only have a little bit of green. But folks can dye jadeite to give it more color and be more affordable with a colorful piece. The rainbow fluorite really serves these grapes. I wonder how they make these. Do they use like little rounded cups to come down on the piece to start the round, and then they carve the rest by themselves? They're definitely not using sphering machines. Maybe half round cups, or maybe they're doing it by hand. I don't really know, but very impressive for $35. Lots and lots of rollers. These stone rollers I often see in my hometown going for $70 at the grocery store, made out of Nephrite jade. I believe the jade ones are probably the most popular because the material stays so cold in room temperature. Kind of roll it on your face, under your eyes, on your forehead, get rid of all those wrinkles. You often see these during the gem show for anywhere from between $3 and $10. They're probably very competitively priced. These ones look like jade, but it's a serpentine. These ones really look like a nephrite or a jadeite jade, but I'm sure that it is something different. I would rather have the steel ones, one with the steel, than the ones that have the brass. These will tarnish real fast, where the chrome plated steel might not get as rusty as fast or tarnish at all. These are very cool. Some serpentine carvings. I love the ink inside. Gives it some pop. It's a little Buddha. All different kinds of Buddhas. Check these out, my friends. Is it some quartz with druzy filled with chlorite, chlorine, chlorophyll? I don't remember the name, but perhaps these are dyed. Nonetheless, they are stunning. They might be organic. No price on these bad girls. Check out these beautiful crystals with hematite. Slight smell of formaldehyde, perhaps from the boxes that they travel in. They might pack all this stuff up and go to Hong Kong. They might take it to the Munich show, to Jaipur. They might go to Quartz. So a lot of in and out of boxes. This material could have been pulled out of the ground 50 years ago. These are some Jadeite pieces over there. We'll walk over there and take a look at those bad girls here in a moment. Check this stuff out. Some fluorite, maybe onyx. Kind of looks like fluorite. The sparkles inside of there, I don't know if you folks can see. Might mean that it's pyritized. There's pyrite in here. I used to buy a lot of pyritized fluorite from Mexico. I believe it was from Chihuahua. And I had a really hard time polishing it. I would get through all my wheels and take it to the buffing wheels, and it would ruin the finish, crack the inside sometimes. Perhaps this material is just better to take to 3,000, then switch out some wheels to a 14,000 to 50,000 wheel than it is to try to buff it with something. I could be using the wrong compounds, but it's probably just better to use wheels on this particular material. Xiao Hu Si. Not the best at reading that. $10 a piece. Some beautiful landscapes. Run around naked in there. Here's another one. A grassy knoll. I wonder if they also sell these, whoever made these, probably in Hong Kong, as coasters. And they just add the wooden base to make them little standing sculpture pieces. These are also $10 each. I actually do not like stone coasters. If you have a glass table, you can easily scratch up your glass table if you're using something hard like this. If you're using something soft, you can scratch the stone itself. These are very cool. You know why this is circled, my friends? Because there's an Inhydro in there. I don't see it myself, but that's why they're circled. I promise. Sorry that the camera cannot do the Inhydro any justice, but Inhydro is a little oil bubble or water bubble inside of the crystal, and they circle them to show you where they're at. You can take off the ink and know where it is to be a little bit more impressive when you resell these bad girls. They're probably in water to keep them from getting so hot that they burst out. I had a friend who had Herkimer diamonds that had Inhydros. They got so hot here in Tucson, Arizona that the Inhydros bursted out of the crystal, so maybe that's why they're in water. Any reason why they're in water is fine by me. I really prefer the water over the petroleum that sometimes you'll find crystals covered in to show color. I think these ones are all on petroleum. I've spent hours with my good friend Sprite. We're cleaning our crystals one by one by one by one to remove the petroleum from the crystals. Here are some beautiful recut citrines. This is not a natural termination, but it's beautiful nonetheless. You can just buy large pieces, flat lap the beautiful shapes to make them look like crystals, but they are not natural terminations, and they're awesome nonetheless. Crystal medicine people might not enjoy these as much as the natural ones. I love them. They're a lot cleaner than ones you might find, but I totally understand. Some garnets, $1, $2. Some tourmaline, also goes by the name Cheryl. Cheryl? $5 each. Absolutely fantastic. Before we get out of these folks' hair, let's go take a look at this Jadeite. These unicorns are $15 each. Like I was saying before, Jadeite jade does not need to be expensive to be had. Sometimes they enhance the color, almost never stabilized. Very roughly carved on the back there. I don't know if you folks can see the facets in the light up there, the tip of the stone. But they're making them fast to get them to you very cheap. This bin is $10 for all of these Jadeite pieces. This one's like a bird and a round door, like a hobbit door. I love the dirty Jadeite. Look at that monkey. That is too cool. I'm a little monkey. Fantastic. $10 for those, $2 for these Jadeite pieces. The crosses are nice. They might sell very nicely. I could never cut these for $2. Perhaps the way that they save so much time and effort is by roughly carving them and throwing them in a tumbler. This one right here has a movable ball, so I doubt it was tumbled, at least these ones, but it's pretty safe to say that these Jadeite round ones were definitely tumbled. These are definitely enhanced. Doesn't mean that they're not Jadeite though. This means that they don't get their natural color from the stone itself and the chemicals inside. This is the type of color that I am used to seeing for $1 or $2 when it comes to Jadeite from Myanmar. Love me some Jadeite. Alright folks, let's get out of these fine pairs. So much more to see.